even if I touch a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need the pain. And life won't get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, here at Ivy Talks Podcast Network, we're doing a subscriber giveaway. We'll be doing a giveaway on the 1st and the 15th of every month for $50 for a random subscriber. All you have to do to enter is subscribe, comment on any video, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. And once you do it once, you're entered for life. And it's going to be on the 1st, 15th of every month. A random subscriber will be chosen to win $50. As you grow, that money will go up. So go ahead, subscribe, comment to enter. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Uncle Strib. We are here. We're back and we're better with, of course, y'all remember Ethan from Uncle Strib's Ethan. Y'all remember Diesel from Uncle Strib's Diesel. Now we got the Ethan Diesel, or the Diesel Ethan. We're here getting lit.
First option's better.
Huh?
Shut up.
What you got in that cup?
It's lemonade, bro. Here,
Really?
bro, drink up. I figured you didn't want any because you had your own drink.
Yeah, I got my slushy.
Yeah, he's got his perp.
I got my.
All right, y'all supposed to have brought
That's
stuff.
good.
Let's get into it.
Well, let's cover Ethan's first because it's finna be.
But what is it about?
We should just talk about the draft lottery since it was yesterday.
Okay, what about it?
I think. Well, I mean everything about it.
First of all, I need you to watch the next episode of the NBA coverage because I'm making an announcement, and I think it'd be very important for you to watch.
An
You too.
announcement? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do it here. I was gonna do it here, but I'm gonna save it for the NBA coverage.
All
When
right.
you
But
gonna
anyway.
post it? Like
I only watch shorts though.
estimate.
Probably Wednesday. No, what's today?
Tuesday.
Probably Thursday.
Okay.
Because my buddy's coming in town and we're gonna do a live or in person
Bet.
NBA.
Gotcha.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's crazy how the last 5 years, the top ranked or like the team with the biggest percentage to get the first pick hasn't gotten it since they changed.
Because
the
how
rules.
many do they get for the role? If you last, don't you get like?
It's like
Is it 4 or 6?
I think it's
The last four, they all have the same chance of getting the first pick, but they changed the rules. I don't know what they changed
No,
about
they
it.
changed the rules. I think it's to like, if you were the worst team, you had more like ping pong balls,
Yeah.
and now everyone just has one.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think it's like
How is that the case if Mavs if everybody has different percentages? They have to have different amounts of ping pong balls.
There were a lot of
I don't know.
like since the Mavs didn't get the 10 pick, they automatically moved into the top 4. So I don't know what it.
Yeah,
what it
there's
entails,
like a
but-
whole like, I never really read the rules to it because it changes every year. So the rules from last year could be different from this year.
First of all, shout out Zach. Zach got me a cigar, Monte Cristo. If you're in Nashville, you have to visit Monte Cristo, one of my favorite cigar lounges in the country. Dude, smell that. Don't touch it. Just smell it.
I mean, oh yeah, that's
It's
good.
not good.
That smells
See,
great.
you guys are young. I don't understand.
I
You're
said
gonna
it
you're gonna get to
smells
an
good.
age, bro. When you get into cigars, you're gonna be like, this is.
Damn, I wish I
It's
had
the
that
social.
one.
It's the
Bro,
social
I
aspect.
told you when I next year.
Oh yeah, you turn 21. We gotta go to Cigar International.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably even still be here too. So
Back to the lottery. They just need to do it like the NFL.
How does the NFL do?
The worst record gets the first pick. Second worst record gets the second pick, and just
They don't have
down
a
the
lottery.
line.
no.
Well,
It's
that's
by
how
record.
wasn't it? That's how it used to be.
Yeah. Well, the reason why they do it this way is because they want to prevent teams from tanking. Because if you're tied with another team for like the worst record, you would try to tank because you're guaranteed the number 1 pick if you have the worst record. So I understand the ideology behind not allowing teams to tank because now if you have the worst record, that still doesn't mean you're guaranteed the first pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mavs were 1 game out of being in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
the
Yeah.
NBA played.
Well, they were
Well,
in
the
the play-in.
play-in.
They were in the play-in. They lost
Yeah, they
the first
lost.
game. Actually, I guess there were
Wait.
2 wins away from
Yeah.
being in the playoffs. But yeah, I think that's pretty crazy. Also, we got to talk about the Spurs getting the second pick. They jumped up.
Mavs had a 1.8% chance.
Yep,
For-
4.8.
and they got the first pick, and everybody thinks it's like scripted and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm one of those people,
I've
to be
seen
honest.
none of that shit.
I don't think it's scripted. I just think,
It was luck.
yeah,
Pure luck.
1.8 is not 0.
Yeah, it's a chance.
But all right. These two Jits here. Well, are you a Spurs fan?
Yeah.
These two Jits here are Spurs fans, so
Lord have mercy.
we got to talk about the Spurs. This seems like it's gonna end up being a sports pod, which I don't mind. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
No, she got some different.
No,
got some
we don't gotta
different
talk about that. We don't gotta
We'll get
talk
to
about
it,
that.
we'll get to
Yeah,
it.
we'll get to it.
I haven't seen the topic, so for today's pod, I allowed Ethan and Diesel to bring just random topics to talk about. We're just gonna talk about them. I have not seen them, so this is gonna be an authentic, I guess, live, semi-live.
It's like we're the
here.
hosts.
Essentially,
You're
yeah.
this first
Well,
time
that's how
we're
originally
doing
how I wanted this to be. I wanted people to come on and them kind of, if they wanted to, them like talk about what they want to talk about, bring up topics they want to talk about, and then let them just use it as a platform for them to kind of whatever they want to do. And then I'm just here to just invoke conversation. But most people are like, I'll talk about whatever. So I usually run it. But anyway, Spurs. What about the Spurs?
this. Spurs got the second pick, and I know this is what everybody's.
Be careful, those are expensive.
Sorry. Yeah. Is Bluetooth? Yeah, so Spurs got the second.
There's no cord.
The
I
Spurs
got
got the
for
second
like
pick.
$10.
Yeah, I mean these are nice for $10, but that's huge for them for two reasons. One, Spurs aren't usually a franchise that will trade their picks, right? I mean, they traded the pick last year, was it, for Rob Dillingham? They traded Rob Dillingham, so things are on different timing now, especially since we have Wembanyama. But we're looking at Giannis, bro. We're looking at Giannis.
I had this conversation with Noah. I don't think Giannis will go to a mid-market team or low market, a non-high market team.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I think we have a better chance of getting KD because he's kind of, I wouldn't say at the end of his career, but he's been in Phoenix and haven't done anything, and he's won a chip already. I think he's just kind of not playing to play. He'll show out if he needs to, but I mean, played with Book and Beal. So
I think all he cares about is winning a championship now. I don't think he cares about numbers.
well,
or
if
his role.
he cared about winning the championship, he would move somewhere other than San Antonio. He'd go to like New York,
New York,
Boston.
Houston.
New York would be crazy.
I mean, but a lot of people want to play with Wemby, and like you can't sit here and say that De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and KD.
well, here's the thing.
No, I'm not denying that. I know people want to come and play with Wemby, but it's like kind of like Chris Paul. He knew he was never finna win a chip, but he just came because he want to play with Wemby. I don't necessarily think,
I don't know if I
like
believe
you
that.
said, he's 39.
I think all those dudes still want to win a championship.
He also wanted to play under Coach Bob, probably.
Like, yeah, that
But
was another thing.
Let me tell you why I think the Giannis thing could work out. Because, yeah, we're a mid-market team, but Wembanyama is still on his rookie deal for 2 more years. So that means we have the money for all three of them, De'Aaron Fox, Wembanyama, and Giannis, for a short period of time. I think Giannis is probably looking for a home to stay at for the rest of his career. But
You think that's Spurs?
I think it could
I don't
be.
think it's the Spurs. It was going to be Milwaukee, but obviously Milwaukee's ass now.
Well, and I will
So-
they
say,
have no pieces.
Yeah.
well, they
that's
did, but they traded away. Well, he was hurt, so I understand, but they traded away
their pieces.
Chris Middleton.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about, like, draft capital. They have
Well,
no
that
ways
too.
to get better.
I do want to say it is not guaranteed Giannis leaves. I think Giannis ends up staying with Milwaukee.
He's open.
He's just testing the free agency market. But I will say between the Giannis and KD conversation, I think the one that makes the most sense from a Spurs organization, I think KD is one of those players. The way he plays, you can insert him in any system,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no learning curve chemistry wise. Just because he's not a ball dominant guy, he's not a ball hog my gripes I had with Luka Doncic in the playoffs because he would hold the ball for 24 seconds out of the 20 seconds, and then that style of ball to me
Wait,
is
you
not.
didn't read that
Yeah,
back.
you're right, though. You're right.
What I say?
You said 24 out of 20.
20 seconds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, basically.
Yeah, but he would hold it until there was like 5 left on the clock, and then you're starting your offense. That's not gonna win, and especially I just don't think that's gonna win.
Yeah.
But KD is one of those guys where he can be a set shooter in a corner. He can be the guy that you run a play with. You can run the play through him. You can have him on screen, pick and roll, mostly pick and pop. He's more versatile, and he also, you talk about range of scoring, all three levels. Giannis, you don't necessarily have that. Now, I'm not saying Giannis wouldn't fit, but I do think there'd be a small learning curve with having Giannis and Wemby in the same system.
Because they kind of, Giannis and Wemby kind of more have to. Actually, no. Wemby does play more like KD, but like if Giannis were to come to San Antonio, I think that he would have to be the 5.
Yeah.
Because Wemby would be the 4.
I'm not mad at that lineup though.
And
Well,
that lineup would
there's
go
always-
crazy.
there's always
Because it's
gonna be a
like
learning
the Twin Towers. So Giannis would, knowing Spurs culture, Giannis would not, they wouldn't make him change his game, but he would have to learn to play a traditional post role.
And the thing is too, I mean, Tim Duncan's a 4, but how often did he start at 5 in his first career?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
So,
today's
like,
basketball, honestly, position doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I will say that defense on that team would be crazy.
Giannis
Yeah.
is like the best help defender in the NBA.
And you got Wemby, who leads when he played before he got hurt, was leading the league in blocks by an astronomical
yeah,
amount.
he's still leading.
Did he He still ended with the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
176
Missed like 20 a
blocks or
game.
something.
Yeah, and then then you still have DeAndre Fox, who's a good perimeter defender.
Mm.
Decent.
Yeah.
I think he's a decent perimeter defender.
No, he is.
Yeah.
I gave her the side eye because you said DeAndre Fox. And
What I say?
He said DeAndre Fox.
DeAndre. I popped this in, bro. We're good. Black Buffalo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Try to get that sponsorship.
What?
But yeah, but it would be interesting to see who we would get in return, because I think we would get Giannis or like KD and like one other. We'd have to give up.
You wouldn't have to give up anybody. He's a free agent,
That's true.
so you don't have to trade. That's the thing.
Wait,
He's
is
not
Giannis?
free.
No, I'm
free
talking about
agent?
Giannis.
Oh,
Yeah,
KD isn't.
He's testing free agency.
I think he has a player option.
He can opt out, and he'd be a free agent. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That is
KD,
true.
you'd have to trade for sure.
That is true. If we were, that's why I think, like, now that you say that, it would be, I guess, better to get Giannis because he's free agent. And I don't think we'd want to give anyone
I'm gonna be honest. I think y'all's young core though, if y'all can keep that, I think the Spurs could be a problem in like 3-4 years.
I tell you one thing,
There
if
you go.
Sohan does not develop a free throw or a 3-point shot or a mid-range, he gotta go. I love that guy, but
I mean, he's
He's
been
gotta
trying
go.
on the threes.
he
I feel
has
like.
been trying.
What year is he?
His 3rd year, 4th.
Fourth? Yeah, I think entering his 4th.
I think.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to
Devin
check. Are you
Vassell-
sure that Giannis is a free agent?
yeah.
If
it
he
said-
opts out of his player
Yeah,
option.
it said he's
You can look it
a
up.
free agent.
No, because I was going through all these things like the Bucks would love to draft another generational player at 2 if we made that trade, but I mean we could still get Dylan Harper. I'm not mad at that at all. Dylan Harper's a
Him
great
with
basketball
Castle, Vassell. I say Vassell is developing a mean mid-range.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no, then you'd have to trade for him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
His player option is 2027 season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's still.
See,
Yeah.
I don't think he would. I think this conversation about him moving is like happening right now because he really wants to move out. I think he's gonna stay there. It's like a
because
Jimmy
they got
Butler situation.
embarrassed.
It's a Jimmy Butler situation, but there's no way Giannis is gonna not play games because he wants to get traded. I think he's doing this right now because he wants to get traded, and he might have like one more year with Milwaukee.
So you're
But-
saying if he doesn't find a new home in this offseason, he'll stay one more year and then ask to get traded?
Yeah, or even he might get traded at the deadline next year. But I don't think he's gonna get traded somewhere he doesn't want to go.
Personally would want to give him up. I don't think the team would be like, you're getting traded. I think he would go and be like, get me.
That's
out of
what
here.
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen is he's testing. Now we don't know if he's requesting a trade or wanting out, but I think he's just wanting to see what the free agent or see what the options are out there. But I think what Milwaukee does, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you sit him down and you say, what do we need to do pieces wise to help you to feel like we are a contending team for the playoffs. They'll figure that out. They'll give them a contract extension. And they'll restructure it to where they'll still have capital to bring guys in, whether it's free agent, whether it's trades to bring in other. Because with obviously injury is a big thing, and obviously Dame, blood clots, then the Achilles. You get a healthy Dame, you got a healthy Giannis, and you get that third piece that was your Chris Middleton, but you find a way to get a guy like that, like a Kuminga or like a Jimmy Butler type of two-way player, a guy that doesn't have to have the ball, a third option, a guy that will get you 15, but like if Giannis or Dame having Giannis or Dame having a guy that could get you 25, 30 if you make him the first. You know what I'm saying? Like a two-way play. If they can get a guy, essentially Chris Middleton. A prime Chris Middleton, he was giving you 20 and he was playing both ways on the court.
But the other thing that's wrong with the Bucks is that they're not deep, and they can't. They really don't have many options to get deep because obviously the salary option.
You got the number 2 pick. You draft for depth, and you draft for
they
depth,
don't have the
and
number
then
2 pick though.
Or that's the Spurs. I'm still thinking Spurs. What pick does Bucks have? They got a pick.
I don't think
Do they have a pick?
They're not in the lottery.
They weren't in the lottery.
I know, but like I'm sure they have.
They're probably 20th, maybe 20th.
Draft for depth, and then you try to pick up guys in free agency.
And they had a lot of, not a lot. They had a couple standout players this year, but that was their downfall, was depth. Because Giannis and Dame, their offensive input, it's really, it was good enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get into your topics. I think it'll be funny.
Okay. Well, let's start with the first one. I said just the general topic of plastic surgery.
Jesus Christ! All right.
Partly because of you.
What's on your mind today? What's going on?
Well, I was finishing up my computer science, and Mama Diesel was asking, "What y'all finna talk about?" I was like, "I don't know," and she goes, "Well, you can talk about generational. You can talk about like plastic surgery and how far it's too far." And I was like, "That's a good one," because what was it? A couple weeks ago? Why you always gotta be texting Giat in the damn group chat?
What are you talking about?
Damn, you're exposing that boy.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, Lord.
Ethan, do you know what she's talking about?
I don't know.
Ethan,
I don't know, bro.
Ethan, don't play.
Ethan,
Don't play.
look at me. Do you know what she's talking about?
Oh, no.
Okay, let's just talk about a general topic of plastic surgery, especially in this generation, because people are getting it like
So young.
so
And so
young and
unproportional.
so unproportional, and just like too far.
Oh, way too far.
Like, how far is too far? As guys, because like as
You
girls,
want to go, or
it's
you want me
different.
to take this one?
You got it.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Here's my
that
thing.
makes me laugh.
When it comes to breast augmentation, I'm not mad at that one because that's something you can't really change, right? So somebody that's flat chested and they'll feel more secure if they go get some D cups or whatever. Sure. My problem is this BBL culture. Now, I'm not saying BBLs in general, but I'm saying the ones that are going. First of all, I think anybody that's trying to get a bigger butt, I think you should first try to just get it through working out, squatting. Like there's plenty of transformations you can find online. People working out that are skinny, they start working out up heavy legs. Women, they don't skip leg day, right? So do that, whatever. If it's not working, then I understand getting the BBL, this, that, and the third. The problem is when you get it where it's so ridiculous, the thighs don't match. You're walking around with all this silicone and plastic in your butt.
It's actually transferred fat.
Whatever it is, it's too much. It's too much.
Well, I
It's a little too much.
because
Is it still
I feel
natural
like-
if it's from your? If it's
yeah, a little bit.
People will argue it is. Technically.
Yeah, you can argue it is, but also the thing that people forget about BBLs, especially like girls, is that you can't just get a BBL and be like, that's it.
You gotta
like
you got
you
maintenance.
have to
You gotta take care of
maintain it. You have to still work out. You can't just get a BBL and then like Finis says like
How do you maintain it?
working
out.
out. Just
So, do
Because
BBLs fade?
no, they don't fade, but it's just fat.
You're
They
putting-
take
it's
fat.
fat.
They take fat from your stomach and put it into your ass. If you don't work that out, it'll just grow.
It
And like
stays as
we've
fat.
seen it at the stores.
Oh, yeah,
like
come on
you
now.
can
Oh,
tell.
yeah.
Come on now.
You can tell
Should
which
be
ones are
ridiculous.
bad and like which ones people don't maintain. But the good ones, you can't tell if it is a BBL and they took care of it or if that's just their natural body. That's a good
Yeah.
way.
I think preference-wise, I think most guys would prefer a natural, nice-looking butt than a BBL.
Well, yeah,
I mean-
because I mean, like, and a
'Cause honestly, this is
a lot of people actually die from BBLs. So, like,
Look it up.
you didn't know that?
I need the stats.
You know, there's like an artery that goes through and it connects to your heart, and in fact, it's
But I feel like
stuck
if
in
you go
there.
to I feel like if you go to like a good doctor.
Well, yeah, you can go to a good doctor, but shit still happens.
What's it say? What's the rate?
Between 1 and 6,241. That's
That's
huge.
That's not bad odds.
You don't think that's bad?
1 every 62,000.
No, 6,000, 6,200. That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, because if
What about like lip filler and Botox?
lip filler, that shit pisses me off. As a girl, that pisses me off because I see them all the time, and it's like too far. I'm like, their lips are like out here,
I think it depends.
and
You can
like
see their
I'm
tooth
like, yeah,
when their
you
mouth
can
is
see their
closed.
mouth. They can't close their mouth, and I'm like, you can't honestly think that looks good. Yeah, like that, but
Yeah.
like 10 times bigger.
Show the camera.
No, I already showed them. Like,
The lip fur I don't have too much problem with because that stuff fades. You gotta like it eventually like dissolves or whatever it is. But I don't understand if they can transfer fat from your stomach to your butt, you would think that okay, you want to go this big a butt, we need to put some over your thighs. Because the problem is you have these skinny legs and you just have this wide ass just disgustingly looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, what do you think about the 6-packs, the fake 6-packs?
Oh, where they put
Is that a
like
thing?
they
Yeah.
put the silicone into the
Is that mostly men?
yeah.
Maybe, probably. I'm gonna say this: if you got the money, bro, you can do whatever you want with your body.
You just gotta
That's
be
such a-
careful.
Other people are gonna judge.
That's
No,
you.
such
like-
a scapegoat.
You gotta realize
answer.
that.
No, but you
Well,
just
I'm
gotta be
media
careful with
trained.
that shit though. It's like
You know how reckless this podcast is? I guess the Uncle Strip's not that reckless. Guardian 615 is reckless as shit. I mean, you're right. Look,
But
at the
like-
end of the day, but to Ethan's point, he has a point. At the end of the day, if it makes you feel better and you
Then
feel more
fucking
confident
do it.
by getting augmentation of whatever it is, do you. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of people that regret getting these crazy
Yeah.
BBLs because it's just, it's too much. Like,
Or like even like Botox. People, I know girls that be getting it done like now, like our age.
dude, here's what I do.
Botox.
It's a-
Cheeks.
They can put it anywhere.
Yeah, you
They
can
do
put
like
it anywhere.
forehead.
You can do forehead. Well, people mostly get in their face so they don't get like their eye wrinkles or forehead
Wait, but what is
wrinkles.
it for?
It
They-
paralyzes
like,
your
Yeah, it
muscles.
paralyzes
Oh,
your
so you don't
muscles
get,
so you don't get wrinkles.
Wrinkles.
Yeah. Here's my
Yeah.
thing with Botox. Here's what I don't understand. The point of Botox, the point of Botox is to look younger, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For longer. But when people are getting them so young, they look older. So it almost, I don't understand what's the point.
So coming this from a medical side, you get it younger to prevent the wrinkles coming from older, because it's just like exercising the same muscle for you keep paralyzing the same muscles for years and years and years.
But they look older though. And I understand the concept, but that like you look like if I've seen a video of a 25-year-old that got Botox. She looks 36. She looks like late 30s because she got Botox. It's like I get
But
what
like
you,
again, to your point, it's like if it makes you feel better, then like
I guess everybody wants to walk around looking like Barbie dolls.
yeah.
Is that before and after?
Let me see.
I'm just looking at random pictures.
Yeah, see, like it don't be.
It's just scary.
Yeah.
Do the lip one.
You can.
Jesus.
Is there a difference?
Jesus
Yes, bro.
Christ.
Look at all those wrinkles, and then she
Then
put
she
it,
just got
and
on.
then
Then she just got
That did not help her
chin.
chin.
yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't
her
help her
chin.
chin. See, like, cause people get bad reactions. I mean, in my opinion, it's like, are you really that self-conscious, especially with facelifts? Are you really that self-conscious for someone to take a knife and
Yep.
cut
Cut
all
your face.
this and then pull it with the risk of getting nerves cut or losing sight? Like, are you really that self-conscious of a little bit of that? Like,
Some people are, I guess.
You gotta go see
because
a
at that
therapist.
point, I'm like, I'd rather just.
I think some doctors make people do that first.
I think that's a really good idea.
You want a facelift and face pull and.
That's crazy.
I got a crazy skincare routine, so I'm not worried about it.
I just put on CeraVe.
Yeah, I have some
That's
CeraVe
Oh, is it CeraVe?
moisturizer. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I feel cooler than like CeraVe. Okay. You got any, another topic or are we done with this one? I don't know.
Alright, the other topic is just. I talk about this with my parents all the time. Generational.
Generational what? Wealth?
No. It was making me think about, well, you were going off in the chat today, in our chat.
I was on fire, bro.
I know, I was laughing,
Hey.
bro.
Hey.
No, so
Bro,
this
he is a Hall of Fame rage baiter,
no,
bro.
so this is what I'm talking about.
It's funny.
It is funny.
It's funny,
This
yo.
generation,
It's,
our generation, mine and yours generation, is too soft.
so you're indirectly calling me too soft right now?
Kind of,
Is it
yeah.
basically-
From the
Topic.
chat?
Is this topic?
From the
Yeah,
chat?
this is the topic. Yeah, from the chat. You can tell Finest was just joking, but you were getting
I wasn't letting that
so
slide.
heated.
I wasn't letting it slide.
No, you weren't, bro. I can
Exactly.
pull up the damn messages.
Well, we ain't got to do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm just saying it's like, especially now when I talk to people, I'm very blunt and I tell you how it is. But people now take that as mean, you're being a bully, or like they can't tell the difference. Versus back then, like when my parents grew up, probably you,
Yeah, man, go ahead.
grandparents is like, you had to grow up tough, develop tough skin. Now, everywhere you look, people crying about something. And it can be as simple as, oh, I got yelled at. I'm like, come on now.
Oh,
I do agree with you. But
I'm
not
curious,
soft.
piggybacking off of that, I think I see that a lot in athletes.
Yes. Oh
Young
my
athletes,
God,
when like
these
coaches are
athletes.
like, have you ever had an old school coach?
Yes.
Like a really
All
old
mine
school,
were.
right? And you like, I think part of it is how you grow up. I grew up very. Did y'all go to public schools?
Yeah. Well, I went to private school, like, all the way up to kindergarten. Like, I did half my kindergarten and first grade year private.
So you did most of it public,
Yeah.
and you went public?
I was mostly private, but that's not gonna help this conversation.
No,
No.
it's not.
Nope.
So I grew up 100% public school, right?
Yeah.
In a very, very honky tonk country, Thompson Station, Tennessee, like the pickup trucks pulling up the Confederate flag. Like that was normal. Like I didn't think that was just normal, right? And you talk about like the wild shit that goes on. Like part of it's how you grew up. So I grew up with old school coaches. I grew up in a very, I don't want to say rough. Winston County's not necessarily rough, but like you got some people that it's very, I don't want to even say unsupervised, but for lack of a better word, unsupervised environment to where like people was just saying wild shit, doing whatever. Like if you had beef, bathroom, you know what I'm saying, type shit, or outside back park or after school type shit.
I happened
and-
in my school too.
Yeah, and so like growing up with old school coaches, dude, I've seen like the yelling, but when you grow up in that, you understand that when the coaches are yelling at you and harping on you, it's because generally, now there are some shit coaches that just shouldn't be coaches, but generally when you have a coach that's yelling and critiquing you, it's not personal. They're correcting you, one, because they have a job to do, right?
Yeah.
And their job is really dependent
To
on the
coach
performance
you.
of the
Yeah.
players.
Mhm.
And if you have like a starter, your star guy that keeps messing up or is not doing something that's right, and you go over film, this is how you do. You go do it through walkthroughs, but when it comes time for the scrimmage or the 7-on-7 or 5v5 scrimmage, whatever, and they keep messing up the play, at some point there becomes a point where the coach is gonna get into you because, like, look, they expect more out of you. I feel like when you're in a position and they expect greatness out of you or expect you to be the guy or expect you to do this or that in whatever situation, they are relying on you to run the play right. Now, if you miss the shot or if you get out of place in an assignment, that's one thing. But if you are messing up like a broken play, we can't have that. We can't have that at all. So it's like there needs to be some level of understanding that it is not them coming at you personally. It's because, one, they care, they know you can do better, and they want you to do better. So I know that from like a coaching perspective, but even like in real life, like, yeah, like, you know, have you been bullied?
No.
Have you been bullied?
Yeah.
I never let anybody bully me.
That just comes with the territory. All right, whatever.
Just kidding.
It just comes with the territory, but I believe
I can tell you some stories.
I think growing up in that environment, like Diesel said, it builds a lot. Now, I'm not saying bullying is right, but you're not gonna be able to stop bullying.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like the whole thing. People are trying to stop racism. You're not gonna. As long as there's more than one race, you're never going to stop racism. That doesn't make it right, and it's not an excuse for people to act a certain way. But you got to understand that you're gonna have to deal with some shit people and shit situations. So you have to learn to build a little bit of a thicker skin. Like, growing up at going to independent, you know how many times I've been called the N-word to my face? I almost lost my shit one time. I'm not gonna fake it.
I believe it.
That's
bro.
scary.
Let me tell you this story. So, for some reason, freshman year of high school, they didn't think I could read. Right? Now, granted, I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman.
They didn't think I could read.
Because I got put in like they called it Read 180. I got put in like a special reading class. They literally took me out of my English class and put me in the Read 180. And I'm with people that can't read.
Makes sense.
You had like bad test scores or something?
No, that's the thing. It was random. This happened to me twice. It happened to me one time in elementary school, but I tested out of elementary school. So I was in there for like 2 weeks, and then they realized, oh, he can read. Yeah. And then I got put back in the regular class. Yeah. High school, it happened again. So I'm in this class with, you know, I don't want to shit on them, but like very off the wall, wild individuals, right? Yeah. And there was this one dude, I don't remember his name, white dude, one of the guys that has the pickup truck, right? Yeah. And so we're in class, and he is being belligerent to the teacher. Yeah. And I'm just in this class like, why am I here? I can
just
read.
Business.
So I'm already kind of like on edge. I'm like, why am I in this class? Yeah. You know, I'm already pissed. And so he's like, I don't know if he lit a cig or something stupid, but he's being belligerent to the teacher. I was like, bro, chill out. I'm just trying to get to lunch so I can eat, right? I'm starving. So I'm a little hangry. I'm in this bullshit ass reading class where I can clearly read. And this dude, he calls me the N-word. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, you heard me, nigger? I was like, hard R. Bro, I stood up and got in his face. I was ready to lose it all. I didn't give a shit. But one of my, oh my God, what's his name? I think his name was Javier. He was a Mexican dude. Hell, he was like, I actually made a friend in that class. I made a friend in that class because when my school, it was like 97% white, and it was like 1% black, 1% Hispanic. So like the black people and the Mexicans, like, I believe most of them were Mexicans, but the Hispanics and the black people were like, we just viewed all of us as just the minorities. Yeah. So we kind of like had a thing or whatever. And then he like was like, bro, hey bro, it's not worth it, fam. He's like, you're not even gonna be here, because he saw I could read. You know, he had the accent. Yeah. But anyway, like going through that, I built tough skin. So like, I don't really, bro. You remember were you there? Remember when that dude came into the store and was like, black people don't do Muay Thai?
What the fuck?
I wasn't there.
I'm pretty sure you were there. Is that white dude that came in? Because we're talking about fighting. I was like, kickboxing. Yeah. And then because he was like, oh, I bet.
He was trying to be funny.
Yeah, I was like, if you guys fight, he was like, you'd probably have a problem. I was like, he probably outweighs you a little. I was like, a little. I weigh by a lot. He goes, and then you were like, did you say you do?
I was like, I do karate.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, black people don't do Muay Thai. No, I was like, all right. Well, I could have easily gotten offended.
Yeah.
And like lost my shit, but I was like, I do kickboxing.
I do kickboxing.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was whatever, but I think part of that's because I got it takes a lot to really get under my skin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think any of y'all have actually ever seen me mad, like for real.
No.
Yeah.
Because it takes
that's definitely a sight to see.
It takes
I'd love to see that actually.
It takes a lot because
reading.
one, everything to me, not everything's a joke, but like I kind of just make everything funny.
Bro, I'm
Y'all don't
the
really care.
same way, bro. Like
It's
exactly the same way.
Yeah, I don't take shit too seriously. I mean, to an extent, like there's a line, but
Yeah, there's
that's kind of
everyone always has a line, but like talk about like what you went through in high school, them calling you the N-word. I remember I was in like 3rd, 4th grade, and I was in this after school program, just chilling, right, minding my own business. It was summertime, so I was wearing shorts. And back then, I was darker because I was always in the sun. So I was like...
That happens to me too.
No, but like, if you've seen...
But she looked Dominican.
Yeah, like I was dark.
Type shit.
And so I was sitting there minding my own business, and I specifically remember it was a girl, probably 10, 11. She comes up to me and she goes, "You dirty?" I'm like, what'd you say? And she goes, "Are you dirty?"
But did she not know? Because ignorance is different than racism.
No. She knew. Like, I looked
She was like smiling at you
Mexican.
while
She was
said
white
it.
too. Like, if you saw me back then, I was like, you could tell, oh, she Mexican.
Okay.
She comes up to me and she goes, "You dirty?" I was like, "No, what do you mean?" She goes, "Look at your legs." I'm like, "What about it?" And she goes, "Is that hair or dirt?" And I was like,
Yeah, she was interrogating.
shit. And so I was like, "Nah, that's my hair. I just got dark hair." And she goes, "You want to shave your legs?" I'm like, "No." And she
Damn, you don't
goes,
shave your legs?
well, I was in like
I'm
third.
sorry.
I was in third grade, and I mean, at that point, I didn't. And she was all like, "You should, cause they look disgusting." She just fucking walked away, and I didn't cry, but I came home that day when my mom picked me up. I was like, "Mom, can I start shaving my legs?" She goes, "Why?"
It
I
bothered
was like,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cause someone called me dirty today," and she goes, "Yeah, you start shaving your legs." Because my mom went through the same thing when she was little. Everyone thought she was dirty because she had dark hair on her arms and her legs. So from basically 3rd grade on, I shaved my arms and my legs like the moment
early.
I seen hair.
That's early.
Because like I had that thought in my head, and when I like, that's the one thing that bothers me. But everything else, I can joke about my injuries. Anything else, I take as a joke.
You can't joke about your lock screen.
But what?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, my lock screen. What about my lock screen?
What is it?
Freaked me out earlier.
No one
Last
cared
time.
who I was till I put on the mask.
Oh, that's from a movie.
Oh, dude, I
That's
thought that was
Joker.
like some dark
that's
shit.
Bane.
Yeah, it's Bane.
Bane
Bro,
from-
when I saw that, I thought it was like some dark, like, don't talk to me shit.
Like some emo shit.
Yeah, like some, nobody really knows who I am. type
Oh
shit.
well, technically no one really knows.
I mean, like, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
I'm sorry to hear about your story, though. Both of y'all. That's really
Bro,
sucks.
you ever been thrown in a trash can?
shit.
Nah,
I got thrown
bro.
in a trash can.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, this is the only time I was bullied. It was in elementary school.
Wow.
Dude threw me in a trash can.
Why did he throw you in a trash can? Just
Yeah, he
'cause?
used to mess with me. So we have an after school program at the time called Fun Company.
Mhm.
Dude used to come by and I used to just avoid him, dude. I avoided him anytime I remember I was playing some fucking board game. This dude he was 2 grades grade ahead of me.
So
But
this
he
was
was-
like elementary school?
I'm in 4th grade, he was in 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
But he was like a hefty dude. I was like tiny. So it's not like I couldn't move him if I wanted to. Because he was just fat. Dude just bear hugged me and I'm like, oh shit, and then trash can.
That's
Damn, like a garbage can or
Yeah.
like the
That's-
Garbage can in the cafeteria.
That's
Oh.
insane, actually.
Wow.
Like,
And then I beat his ass the next year. And he never bullied me again.
that's what's up.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I
That's
felt
what's
proud of
up.
myself.
You should.
Yeah.
Stand up to
Did you knock him
bullies.
out?
No, we started to get in a fight and he kicked me, but he like hit me here, but it didn't hurt. So I grabbed his arm and I just lifted it and I pulled and he like lost his footing and fell. And then when he fell, I like gave him a couple swings and then I left him.
And then Javier was like, "Yo, it's not worth it."
No, no, I didn't know Javier at the time.
Javier, it's not worth it. But anyways, going back to like
Soft.
Yeah, it's soft. It's like.
I think it's also a reflection of like our current society.
Yeah,
I think
current
everybody's
society,
super
and I
sensitive.
feel like yes, and that's what makes me mad. And I feel like this is kind of just a stereotype.
Here we go.
Is that
Here goes my podcast. Go ahead.
no, it's just
Here's my
saying
YouTube channel.
that like not single, only children are like the ones that are like hella sensitive because they're you know. I know it says a stereotype.
Yeah.
But it's like, because it's the way it's portrayed in movies, and then sometimes it's like, we see at the store all the time, it's like, you can tell they're the only kid. Or we get a bunch of these rich families where it's like, no, I'm not getting you that, and the kid fucking throws a tantrum. It's like, you have to accept no at some point.
Yeah, you gotta be able to know for an answer.
Yeah, especially at an early age, because I feel like all the younger people that are having kids like earlier, they just give their kids whatever they want. Because I see it with my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
She lets her kid have whatever she wants, and as soon as she says no, it's all hell breaks loose. She's like 4 or 5 already, and I'm like,
I think to Ethan's point, I actually don't think that is generational. I think that because I've seen it with adults, people my age, people older. I think it's a combination of how you were raised and then your environment.
and then like what you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just your environment.
yeah.
Because I know plenty of adults, married, kids, and just think that they're owed something just because
They had kids
of
or
certain,
something.
just in general, just any situation. Like they think they're owed stuff, and it's like, I don't have to do something for you. I don't owe, especially a stranger. I don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I say no, there's no like pleading it. Say no.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah.
like, let it go. I'm not doing that shit.
Or it's like the people, it's all like, tell me your honest opinion. I'm like, it's
No, that gets me. If you ask my honest opinion, and I tell you my honest opinion, you have, I don't want to say you don't have a right to be offended, but just know if you ask my honest opinion,
that's what you're gonna get.
it's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, you sure you want my honest opinion? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, then don't get mad at what I'm about to say, because it's going to be in my straightforward, honest opinion. And I say it with a straight face to try not to show, like, any extra emotion. Cause
Like you don't want to
you
like
smile while you say
yeah,
like,
or you
damn, they're
smile,
making
or you make, like, a disgusted face when you say, you just try to gotta say it, like, low-key, because of the thing is, like, people say they want your honest opinion, but
they just want to be told what they want.
yeah. They just want to be told, oh, you look good, when in reality, it's like,
she's
yeah, exactly.
That was a good one. What's next?
Like, come on, Ethan. Do something. You pulled up late, so now it's on you.
What?
He was here before you.
Well, I meant, like, he wasn't going to show eventually.
We wanna talk about that?
Celebrity.
Yeah.
Celebrity.
Dude gets on the pod one time and just starts acting any kind of way. It's crazy.
Oh, you got 160 views. Come on, dude.
Yeah, you do have a lot.
A lot
of
of it
views.
was hate though. Fuck y'all in the comments. Y'all are bitches.
They,
Not
what they
everybody
be
though.
saying?
I appreciate
They were hating.
I appreciate
They were
my
hating.
followers that always
They were like,
comment.
They were
I
like,
appreciate you guys.
nah, bro, you didn't lead your 8th grade basketball team to the championship. Like, yeah, the fuck I did, bitch. Yes, I did. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's talk about coaches then. Have you had any bad, rude, mean coaches,
Shit, I don't even know if I
trainers?
want to talk about that.
Well, I'm a coach, so I've been a very rude coach to some of my players, but then
Really?
again, I've only done it once.
What
In
is
high
that?
school, my basketball coach was 75 years old. He had been
Yeah.
coaching for 30 years
Yep.
already.
Did he own any slaves?
Maybe his family, I don't know. But I think, I mean, he was hard. He taught me a lot of things. But when you play basketball and you play for an older coach, offensively, y'all are just at a disadvantage. Because the game changes, right? Like, it's like it's like anything. Like anything changes. You gotta stay up to date with it. Like you can't just run freaking 5 out. Like 5 out, drive the basketball, don't shoot any mid-range shots. Like it's different now, and that's why basically every single player that played under him for 4 years that I was there hated it because
he wouldn't change his ways.
He wouldn't change his ways for shit.
So, like,
and he was a great defensive coach. I'm gonna say that he knew how to run like defenses. We used to full court trap. We had like 6 different traps. We would just every team
that was my
that was a little
coach.
bit worse than us. We were blowing out, just blowing out. When we played teams that were as good as us, then it was oh shit, what can we do on offense? And it wasn't easy at all. That's why we got blown out of the first round both years. But I think as a coach, like how we were talking about coaches getting angry, yelling, it comes from a place of like
love.
It comes from a place of sometimes it's love, but also it's wanting you to be your best self, like we said. And I had a couple players that were levels above everybody else this year, and I think the biggest thing that I tried to get through to them was being a leader in your actions and your words, because a lot, think about it, a lot of really good basketball players, like, and this is like high school, I'm not talking about D1 or college, I'm talking about high school, they're gonna lead by their actions and they don't care about being vocal. I think being vocal is one of the biggest things that a coach can instill in a player. Like, think about LeBron's coach, right? LeBron's coaches had him speaking up with players on his team. He didn't allow any bullshit to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you have a coach on the floor like that, it makes coaching way easier.
Accountability.
Yeah. And it's hard for people to take accountability these days. Like we said, a lot of people are soft.
Yeah,
it's like,
I didn't play AAU a lot because I was hurt. But the times I did, I respected my coach. Hopefully y'all seen Coach Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My AAU coach was Coach Carter. Hands down, Coach Carter, Mexican version. He had a thick accent. Shout out Coach Jesse. I love you, Coach Jesse.
Shout out, Coach.
I remember one practice, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. We were doing a Sweet 16s. The girls team on one side, the boys team on the other. We were doing Sweet 16s, and if a boy completed his Sweet 16 before one of the girls, then
y'all
it's
call it Sweet
16.
Y'all don't just say 16. Y'all call that shit sweet.
Oh, Sweet 16, whatever.
What's a Sweet 16?
So it's volleyball line to volleyball line. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16
Oh shit, we did it differently.
We
did it. Baseline to free throw, back to baseline to volleyball, back to baseline to half court.
That's a suicide.
We used to call them 16s. So we only had 16 seconds to do it. Then if you didn't get in 16, then we run it.
I said we just did suicides or down backs.
Yeah.
Because it'd be baseline to baseline.
Yeah, well, like on my high school team, that's what we would do. But AAU, we did 16s, and I think we did them for an hour straight. And he was all like, "We're not gonna stop until someone either passes out or throws up." Sure enough.
I'd have been in there.
Sure enough, she plays at Mary Hardin Baylor now.
Hey.
She was the last one. Oh my God, bless her heart. She couldn't complete one of her 16 because she did it 6 times. And middle of the Sweet 16, she had to run to the trash can and throw up. And he was all like, "All right, y'all can take a water break now."
Oh, hey, I know y'all were happy about that shit.
And then after a 5-minute water break, scrimmage against the guys for the rest of practice. No fouls.
It's like a hate crime.
No fouls.
That's some shit.
No
Good
fouls
Lord.
called. Loose balls or we're diving on the floor, and we all could have got hurt. I mean, there were so many times where we're just running all of practice. No basketballs touched. On Tuesdays, it was terrible Tuesdays. 2 hours.
Terrible Tuesday.
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Two
That's
hours. First hour, it's just straight running. Second hour, it's all like zigzags, jumping over little hurdles, down and back 5 times, get in line, repeat, do it again. For an hour straight, no water break.
Were y'all good?
That's why y'all were good.
And our the boys team, like the main core, stayed together. They've been together since they were like 5. They won tournaments in Vegas, LA, like they went
Where did you
everywhere.
play AAU at? In San Antonio? What team did you play for?
The Islanders.
Oh yeah, I don't know AAU. I just know like 2. I think coaches play a huge role in children's upbringing nowadays. More. I mean, I don't know about olden times, but you know, a lot of. I mean, and I know this. One of my best friends. I don't think he's ever had anybody push him in his life, and I think that I'm the first one to do that because I was his coach, and like I'm seeing him not being able to respond to somebody treating him this way, and I feel bad.
Like, wait, what do you mean?
Like
critiquing him?
Like, it's critiquing, but it's also asking you to do more. And like there's like people are when you're like, oh, that kid is coachable, he will be able to do more when you ask him to do more. I think that's a good way of putting like the coachable thing in a way that some viewers can understand it, because that's about being a leader. And like when you want somebody to be a leader, like they were either shown how to be a leader when they were younger, or I don't think they'll be one in their lives.
But do you think someone can
Lives is crazy, but it would take a lot.
Do you think someone can just naturally become a leader, or do you think some players or just people in general naturally have that in them? Like,
I think some people have it naturally. I think other people need responsibilities for them to get to that level. Like, if you're the best, if you're talented, you're super talented, right? And you're like on like a freaking 7th grade AAU team, and you have a good coach, he might be able to get you to a mindset where, okay, I might be really good. I might actually be able to hone in on my craft, rather than be like, oh, I'm already better than everybody my age. Like I can coast. That's the problem. People are just coasting.
Yeah, that's a problem that I see a lot now in like just high school and in AAU, is that you have all these phenomenal players that the coaches, they coach, but it's like, okay, you're the best player, you run the offense. And what we do is or how we play is based on your performance. They have a shitty performance, y'all don't win. They have a great performance, y'all win. So, and then those are, I feel like, the people that kind of, when things get tough, they don't know what to do.
They fold.
Yeah, they fold. It's because especially if like in their young life, they've been the person the whole time. But once something gets a little bit hard, or they can't, or since we're talking like basketball, they can't shake this one person that's an excellent defender, they give up. You can see it in their body language. They sit away from the huddle. It's like they're not vocal, and then the team is playing 4-on-5, and it just goes down from there, and then that transitions into life.
And they were really playing 1-on-5 before, when he felt good, because the role players ain't feeling it, because they know it's all up to this guy, you know.
Yeah, that's why some of these players average like 40, 50. It's because not giving the ball up. It's just all like the rest are like, hey, you can do it.
Coach is like, bro, you take every shot. I don't give a fuck if anybody else on this team.
Yeah, I hear coaches be sitting like, good job.
They're like, yeah, you finna give me some opportunities. I coached this kid, but in reality, he ain't being coached right.
I think the true staple of a leader is somebody. I think it's somebody that takes initiative to uplift the entire team.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone that I don't even think you have to be the best player to be a leader. But if somebody, I think a true essence of a leader is someone that recognizes, okay, even if they're the guy or like maybe they're number two, but they know that this person, let's say person B, is the weakest link, and they're the weakest link because they are a terrible perimeter defender. I think being a leader is, hey fam, let's get some after practice, let's get some drill work on or sliding our feet. Like, but not just telling them to do it, but to doing it with them.
Yeah.
I think somebody that's willing to sacrifice some of their, I guess, extracurricular, extra time, or instead of, because they could be doing their own thing, shooting free throws, whatever it is, or putting up shots. Somebody that's willing to sacrifice some of what they need to work on to help somebody else, or bring somebody along to work on things. Like, hey fam, last game you were 4 for 10 or 4 for 11 for the free throw line. Let's get in 100 free throws real quick.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
coaches recognize that too. Is because I feel like, well, at least my coach when I was in high school, she coached forever, and she's retired now. Now the team's ass, but she knew my history, she knew my story, so even if I was, say, sitting out because I couldn't go anymore, pain was too bad, or blah blah blah, I still be on the sideline saying, coaching the team while we're scrimmaging, hey, cut here, all you need is step up here, a good hustle. It's like,
yeah, that Udonis Haslam role.
Yeah, his last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, who's he saying?
Bro, those are expensive. Just
I said
put it on the
Udonis
table.
Haslam.
Yeah, I heard you. But coaches seem more like, she recognized that, but she would also recognize more of the, like, we had this one girl, I'm not gonna say names, but she don't even
Say it.
she don't even fuck with me anymore.
Fuck that bitch.
Any critique coach gave her, just roll eyes, top back. Coaches see, in my opinion, at least with my coach, she saw that more as into, like, me being a leader or a star player being a leader. She saw more of the, like, the sulking, the talking back, the why aren't you running back, this or that. It's almost because it's like she expects us, or expects me, or some of my other teammates, the ones who have been with it for 3-4 years, to be the leader, versus the one girl that's always complaining, always talking back. I think coaches hate that more than the leader aspect, in my opinion.
That's the worst.
Because I know as players, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but that shit pisses me off. I see someone walking back on the court, I'm like, get your ass back, like, run back. I don't give a fuck if you miss a shot, run back.
No, I think it's easy as a player to be so upset that when you do hear that critique, you're like, like, I don't want to, accept it right now.
But that's also another part of being coachable, is that if you really love the game and have been playing for that long, critiques, you're like, okay.
It's a blessing.
You just take it face value. You don't talk back. You don't roll your eyes. Coach yells at you, you'll be like, okay. Or you just don't say anything. You just nod and be like, all right, and go fix it. Versus the talking back. What is happening back there?
The church.
Like, the talking back and stuff like that is because that's not going to get you anywhere, especially if you aspire to play at the next level. That ain't going to get you nowhere.
And it's also a life skill.
Yeah, because, like,
skill.
how you going to respond to where...
God
Just
damn, bro,
ignore
they beating on the...
Just ignore it.
to how you going to respond to, like, when you're job hunting or you get rejected from your dream school, or, like, you're going to complain and cry to your mom. Now you gotta fix it and go into the next day. Like,
it's true.
It's life.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What's next? I know y'all brought more than that.
Bro, stop it.
Bro, ignore it. All you brought was the lottery.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we also got into like free agency a little bit. Those are my
I mean,
two.
not really. That ended
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
quick though.
I don't.
Ethan, what are your goals?
What are my goals?
Yeah.
We can go around.
Me, you, and Chadney were talking about the other day.
Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think we got into it though.
Oh, we didn't really get into it. What are your goals?
Well, short term or long term?
Both.
Both. I think short term. I'm about to leave to the Episcopal camp that I work at for like 3 months. I'm gonna be back on Saturdays though. I'll see you on Saturdays. And I'm in a leadership position now. I started going there when I was a kid. I was in like 3rd grade when I was a camper. It really like opened my eyes to my religious journey and also just making friends and being in such a good environment. I've been counseling there for like 4 years, 5 years. So I'm definitely pretty honed in on what I need to do. But now I'm lead counselor. So that means that I'm not actually a counselor. I'm just helping.
Like a Bible camp?
Yeah, it's a Bible camp.
Yeah, I'm not just.
It's a Jesus camp, yeah.
Yeah,
Church
okay.
camp.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a church camp.
I thought you were talking about. At first, I thought you were talking about like you're going to a basketball camp.
Oh no. See, that's what everybody thinks. Yeah.
Well, you used to say camp when you were.
Yeah.
I said Episcopalian, bro. That shit flew.
No, I didn't. No, I literally did not hear that at all.
But yeah. So I'm in a leadership position, so I want to do the best I can to.
What's your religion again?
Christianity.
Right,
Yeah,
but,
but
like-
that's
Well, I mean,
the
like,
broad.
yeah, and then there's like Episcopalian, there's like Methodist,
I
but
know,
like,
but what do you claim? What's your
Jesus. I claim Jesus.
Are you Episcopalian? Are you Methodist? Are you Catholic?
I don't really know about all that. I was
Okay.
confirmed Methodist, but I mean, I don't know. This is just my opinion, but I feel like all the little sanctions are just, I don't know. But yeah. So I'm just hoping that I do a really good job with that, and then I'm starting to coach at Palo Alto in August. So that's a pretty huge step up from coaching the Trinity Club basketball team, and there's a lot of responsibilities that come with that. Like, you know, just being a good coach. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing. Luckily, I am able to be a coach under a coach who was coached by the coach.
So
at
an
Oak Hill.
assistant to the assistant to the assistant.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Basically, the head coach was coached by. He went to Oak Hill, so he was coached by what's his name? Oh my god, I forgot. But I think instilling these values as a coach for me, so young, could help me out a lot in the future. So I just want to make sure I do the best I can with that, and of course, making money so that I can buy my own
So
place.
is your long-term goal to be a coach? Like, is that what you want to do for the rest of your life?
I don't want to only do that. I think long term for me, I want to be an LPC,
What the hell?
licensed professional counselor,
Okay.
so that I can help people with their problems. And I don't think you need to like be a full-time coach. Like, I feel like full-time coaches are kind of like, whoa, what else are you doing with your life? Because it's not time-consuming. I mean, it is a little bit.
Well,
You gotta make time
depends
for
on
it.
what level, though.
And if
High
I'm a
school?
high level, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
your whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
they kinda
really
is.
want to be a high school basketball coach.
No, I'm
I
not talking
really
about
just
high
wanna
school.
stay in
I'm talking
college.
about if you,
Like college?
yeah,
really wanna stay
college,
in college.
low college, D2, D3.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, if you make a D1, that is
That is
your life.
Yeah. And I think colleges, yeah, in general, I think that I'm just so young right now that I won't have a lot of opportunities,
Well,
which is why I'm so grateful for the one that I have now. But yeah, I think if I'm a freaking D1 coach, that would be awesome. But yeah, LPC first. Make sure I have an actual job.
that's what's up.
What about you? What are your short-term and long-term goals?
Let's see. Short term is still staying in the gym. I've been consistent for 5 months now. Minus 2 weeks I had surgery. Just staying, like, trying to keep my health as healthy as I can be. 'Cause I'm not gonna be 100% like ever.
What do you mean?
Maybe, huh?
What do you mean? Sorry, I don't know.
What do you mean? So like, I have my nerve damage and then my autoimmune condition. Both of those are permanent. they restrict, to an extent, my physical activity. So, all y'all always bugging me to come play basketball. Not that I don't want to, but that itself is another form of training that I have not done in 3 years. Like, last year, I went to this gym, Factory of Champions, because I know the guy who owns it, and I shot around on their little like shooting gun. Just doing that for an hour, my body was beat.
Damn.
And so just to get back into proper conditioning, because I'm not just gonna go out there and stand in a corner. If I'm gonna play, I'm gonna come out and play. Cause it's
We're going tomorrow. Pull up.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You could stand in the corner with everybody else. I'm just saying. I know you don't want to, but
no, that's not me. Cause that's not fun. If I just go
Shit,
and
if you hit them hoes, it's fun.
shit.
no, it's not.
Well, I'm gonna sit in the house.
No, it's not. But so that's like short term. Long term, just become a surgeon. Well, I gotta get into medical school first, but become a surgeon. I want to work for like a professional sports team. I don't really care what sport. Just want to be like the top doctor. And it's what I want to go into is heavily male dominated. So if I can make it that big and be like one of the known female surgeons, then like, because there's not really many like that. If you research the team doctors, 99% of them are all guys. It doesn't matter what sport. There might be some physical therapists that are girls, but like, come on now. I don't want to do that shit. I want to be the one that goes,
You want to get Deshaun Watson?
Jesus Christ.
you good, and then send him off.
You're tripping, bro.
Bro, like, I think, I don't know, I'm just a weird person with that sort of stuff. Like, when I was getting my MA license in high school and we had to do our phlebotomy unit, everyone was petrified. And I opened that needle and I was all like, give me your arm.
Wait, what
I
is
was
MA?
like, blood draws.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Blood-
fuck, no. You can never
Blood
do
You
that.
don't like needles?
Hell no, dude. Especially when they go right here. Oh my god.
That's usually where they go.
Yeah,
I
why
know.
is that scary?
Dude, because it's like,
Bro, what is,
you know what I'm saying? That's just scary. Keep going up.
no, that's pretty much it. Well, okay, well then you wouldn't like, okay, I get a needle in my chest every month.
I feel like I would feel a little bit better about the chest.
Why?
I don't know, this is just a sweet spot for me. It's right above your weenus. Like, I don't know.
But that's where they always go to draw blood.
I know, I literally have to do that. Is that crazy? Is that wimpy?
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Especially for me, for a guy, yeah, I'm like, bruh.
alright.
It's like this big and it hurts.
Oh
like
no, I'm
this.
talking about when they're like this.
Yeah.
When they're like this big?
First of all, what the fuck are you getting injected here?
No, some of those needles be that big. I'm not gonna fake it.
You're not
This is
getting a
big.
needle that big unless like you're getting a spinal tap or you're getting an IM.
Oh yeah, that's
Those needles are that
I've
big.
had some that are
maybe
big.
like this big, but I mean still, that's pretty.
But that's just the length. I thought you were talking about the width.
Oh, the width? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? What are you talking about? I have a hole in my heart.
That's a knife.
I was like, you're only getting a needle that big if it's going here, here, or here.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I disagree.
it's freaky. It's freaky for sure.
What do you mean?
I've had some pretty long needles in my arm right here.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, I don't have a thing with needles, so it doesn't matter. But
Oh, okay. Well, okay. This is like a side comment because you're afraid of needles. Do you think it's weird for the people that are afraid of needles but are like hella tatted up?
Oh no, because I think their fear is probably the size of the needle. You get tatted, bro. That shit's like this big.
Yeah, but it's still going into your skin, like.
Yeah, but
I'm cool
it's
with
not
that.
the same.
I'm cool with
It's not
that.
the
It's not the
same.
same.
It's
It's
not
not
like going into your.
I know,
imagine
but
that
like,
shit, like,
but
fell.
but that's just like a 2-second pinch.
I know
Getting
that's
tatted,
why it's pretty weak for me to be afraid of it. But
getting tatted is like getting scratched.
yeah. I mean, I don't like either, but I think I'd rather. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
we're
wouldn't
saving
say
our
I'd rather get
first
tatted.
contact,
I would rather get tatted.
There is definitely a difference, though. 100%.
Maybe it's just because I've been around it my whole life.
What, tats?
No,
Or
needles and
Oh.
stuff. I've been in and out of hospitals like as far as I can remember, so maybe that's why. But
Bro, when I get a freaking shot, they have to talk to me about something.
have to, like, hold
catch
you
me off guard.
down.
No, they just gotta catch me off guard. They'll be like, "How's your day?" And I'm like, oh, "Okay, thank you for doing that." I would have been like,
that to me, I'm sorry, that to me is just so.
There's a lot of people that are afraid of needles, though.
I know, but that's an irrational fear.
I don't know if that's irrational.
"How?" It's like,
I think having a needle or any sharp object going into your body is a concern. 'Cause I don't think it's the fact that they're getting a needle. I think it's the idea that there could potentially something could go wrong with them putting this into your, like sliding a needle into a vein. I think it's the idea that it could go wrong that people fear, not necessarily the fact that you're getting like medicine or whatever, or they're drawing blood or whatever it is.
so
I guess.
you gotta do your short and long goals.
Mine?
Yeah.
I think we know his.
I don't know.
I mean, I'll do different ones because I've talked about them on different pods. But right now, my short term is, one, Shoe Palace is starting to like keep track of the top 50 sales, and I've been in the top 50 at assistant manager for 2 months in a row.
Yeah.
So I want to stay
Top
in the-
50 in Texas or something?
in the company.
Oh, in the company?
Damn.
Yeah, so I wanted to stay top 50 every month. Also, I'm training for 225 max reps, and my goal is 30 reps. So I'll be testing that in August. Right now, my current PR is 26. And then long term, obviously, I want to be a professor, but everybody knows that. One long term goal I have, I think I talked about this to Paul. Around 20% of the U.S. population works out or is active consistently. Only 20%. It blows my mind because you have all these gyms that are successful, and like the supplement and fitness industry is a very booming business, but it's being supported by 20% of the population, right? More or less. There are some people that like buy supplements that aren't active, but it's, gyms are being funded by 20% of the population. There's gyms everywhere. My goal is I want to be I don't want to be like the only reason, but I want to be a part of, before I die, I want America active population to be 51%. I want the majority of the population to be active.
Increase.
I want to be a part of that wave. Obviously, it might be like hundreds of different influencers and coaches that are like making this wave about really taking care of your physical health, but I want to be a part of that, and I want to be known for being a part of, or a reason why the population in the country, 51% are active consistently. That is like one of my like dying bucket list goals. I don't think it'll ever happen because being a personal trainer and a fitness coach, getting people to work consistently is like pulling teeth from a child.
Yeah, that's why my mom stopped.
Yeah, it's hard. I definitely understand it's simple, but it's very hard to do, especially for people that have gone their entire lives without being active, and then expecting them to make a whole, because it's a lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle change, and having somebody that's 30, 40, whatever it is, all of a sudden they change their lifestyle to be consistent for something that they deem as a chore, it's very, very hard. But
Yeah.
I want to get people active and taking care of themselves.
Well, it's because at least in America, it's easier to be unhealthy than it is to be healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the fast food industry, well, even though inflation, but besides inflation, it's still cheaper to go to like Whataburger or McDonald's or KFC, wherever, and get and get you a meal for yourself for like $12 versus you go to Walmart or HEB and try to get $12 worth of healthy food. It's like nothing.
Well, I disagree.
Yeah, I
It's actually cheaper to buy groceries and cook your meals than it is to go eating fast food.
Yes, but it also depends on how much you eat out per week.
In general, if somebody were to eat out every meal and somebody were to cook all their meals, it is cheaper to cook your meals and get stuff from groceries.
Yeah, I think just people just don't do it because they're a little bit lazy.
It's the
lazy
convenience.
Part, yeah, because
It
you
is
actually have to
convenient.
go out.
I got 2 weeks worth of chicken for $5 at Walmart.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you have to go out.
What the fuck?
I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time.
That's crazy.
No, here's the problem, though. I think the biggest problem, we can get into this.
But
The biggest problem is we want to label food as unhealthy or healthy. That's the biggest problem because people will go to the store and buy the organics, the healthy food, quote unquote. That stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
But that stuff does get expensive. But you don't have to eat like that to be healthy. You just need to prioritize protein, complex carbs, fruit or vegetable. If you do that, which you can get, potatoes are cheap. I eat a potato sometimes 2 a day. I eat a potato every day.
Potato.
I eat a potato.
I eat a potato every day.
I eat a potato every day, and they're dirt cheap. I buy a bag of jumbo potatoes for $6.
oh yeah, my whole fam, we have like 2 bags of potatoes just in the fridge. We just be eating them up.
Rice, super cheap.
Yes, fuck,
Yeah, bro.
I love rice.
But-
Toes, bro.
The problem is,
I just want to say it a different way because you said potatoes. You say potatoes. I just said pot
well, how'd you say it?
Potatoes.
You have to speak up for the.
Potatoes.
Oh my
But anyway,
God, I work.
Here's the biggest
Yeah.
problem. We have to re-educate or re-emphasize food. Food, I don't view food as healthy or unhealthy. We gotta stop there. Food is energy. That's all it is. Calories is a measurement of energy that food has when you eat it. So for example, if you have 2 donuts, that might be 400 calories. But if you have a chicken breast, that might be 110 calories depending on the size of it, right? Now, donuts can become quote unquote unhealthy if you eat too many of them and you have all this excess energy that you don't use. That's when you become unhealthy. That's when you become obese.
Yeah.
Is when you have intake more energy than you
Than you-
expend, right?
Mm.
But
It's a good way to put it.
for example,
That's just pure science.
if you only ate I'm just saying, if you only ate 2 or 3 donuts, lock in.
You right.
If you only ate 2 donuts let's say you're somebody that's obese, you're 300 pounds. If you only ate 2 donuts every day, you're gonna lose weight because you're only eating 2 donuts. You could, by that logic, someone could argue donuts are healthy because they lost weight eating donuts. Now we know there's more nuance to that, and that's not a smart way to lose weight.
Yeah,
'cause when you do
it can
lose weight
cause
like that-
other problems.
Yeah, when you do lose weight like that, 30 to 40% of the weight you lose is muscle, that's the one thing you want to keep is muscle. But if you only ate 2 donuts every day, your only diet was donuts, you will lose weight because you're eating less calories in general.
Yeah, and I think the other thing
For that example,
like
Yeah.
some people think is that, well, growing up with my mom being a bodybuilder, I didn't get to see most of it because I
got
was
pictures?
still like a baby. What?
You got pictures?
Yeah, at the house.
Oh shit. I was trying to see them on the phone.
You have to stop mumbling, bro.
Bro,
Alright, sorry, we're just having a
what
conversation here.
I'm not showing you pictures of my mom
Bro,
in
just
bodybuilding.
Just go,
Okay,
just do.
just the point is that people forget that muscle is more dense than fat. So it's harder to gain muscle than it is fat, and it's harder,
It's harder to lose fat. It's harder to gain
That's
muscle
what I
than it
meant.
is to
Yeah,
lose
yeah,
fat.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Because like all the people that bulk in that, damn it, what's the other word? Cut. Is you have to be so specific in your diet to ensure that you're only gaining muscle or gaining the right muscle and this and that, because you can get fat from just eating your normal shit you do every day.
Yeah.
If you don't work out.
Yeah, it's like what Finis said.
Yeah, so it's like exactly like you said, it might not be the best to just eat 2 donuts and you lose weight.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah, it
but
wouldn't
you
be
could,
ideal.
in
But
theory.
it's the same way. It's all like, well, hell, you could eat chicken, rice, steak, but if you don't work out, it's just getting stored in wherever you store fat, and then you lose some muscle mass. You become weak because you don't have any muscle mass, which then deteriorates everything else in your body. And that's where it's just a whole thing that people just don't get. Is that your body is like a temple. You got to take care of it. If you don't take care of it, then you're just fucked for life. Because it's harder to start from ground zero than to start from, like, if you're in the middle of something.
The foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're like you said, because you're a personal trainer, if someone who's never worked out or really been active a day in their life, wanting to do it, they view it as a chore. But if you come as someone who kind of had a background and, you know, play some sports, still active here and there, it'll be a little bit easier.
They understand the process.
Yeah, you have to have at least a little bit to start. And I think that's just in everything you do in life.
I will say, though, it is never too late to start. Because
I was at the gym today and I saw these 2 vejitos working out. I'm sorry.
You gotta start somewhere.
And no, but they look good though. Like they had to be like close to 80. Shit, they were moving like they were 40. I was like, hell yeah. So
yeah, I forgot what point I was gonna make, but it was something.
Never too late to start.
Oh yeah, when I get like how I think a good personal trainer understands that. So if you have somebody that comes in that's never worked out, this and the third, there's that first couple weeks is literally just getting them in the groove. Like the workouts probably aren't that intense in grand scheme of things. It might be to them, but like you kind of gotta ease your way in with them. Like if somebody's never squat, okay, first day on leg day, we're going to just go over the mechanics in the form of squatting. We might not even use the bar. We might use a PVC pipe to work on just at that point. It's mobility at that first, because you gotta have the mobility to get in a good squat before you can actually start training on the squat. It's all, you know, form is king. Form is number one. So you'll need any injuries. So that person, there's almost like kind of like we talked about earlier, a learning curve into getting making sure they're coming in consistently, where it's, you know, whatever the program is, if it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and then just slowly easing them in. Because if you come in and kill them the first day, most people won't stick with it if they can't walk the next day. So you got to ease them in. But if I got somebody that, like you said, that kind of has a little bit of foundation, they've worked out before, but they just 2 years off because they had a kid and they got busy with whatever. When they come in and they already know how to squat, bench, deadlift, curls, all that stuff, when they come in, then we can kind of skip the whole learning curves. All right, bet we're gonna hit this on squat, but we're just gonna see where your number is at. So I'm not gonna kill you, but let's squat, let's throw on 135, plate on each side, and then let's just see where you're at weight wise. And then that second week is when you figure out their numbers. Okay, bet for 5 sets of 5, we're doing 185, and then you start working on building the strength and this, that, and the third, all that good stuff.
Yeah. And well, at least for me, working out just clears my mind. Like the gym is my happy place.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, you have a shitty day, all right, let me go lift. I mean, you know, I'm sad, let me go lift. I'm upset, let me go lift. Like, it's also like it releases endorphins, so it helps. Come on, Ethan.
Bro, I freaking used to work out, bro.
Used
I'm
to.
too busy.
No one's too busy.
That's like the number one excuse I get.
Yeah, no
I
one's
don't
too
have
busy.
time.
Maybe because
You can make time, bro. I go at 11:30 every night.
Jesus
And do
Christ.
you have a good sleep schedule?
No, but I didn't have a good sleep schedule before, so.
You're right, I don't have one.
Yeah, so I'm like, at least I'm doing some. Well, now I'm going to start going in the afternoon because, like, semester's over. But like,
I'm stronger than what I look. What do you think my max bench is? I think you hit it right on the head. But I think I asked you this before.
I forgot. It wasn't 185, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 185.
That's the weakest shit.
No, that's actually not bad.
yeah, that's not bad.
I have long arms too.
Only less than 1% of the population can bench 225, and you're not that far off from 225. If you can bench 185 right now, I can get you 225 in a couple months.
But I won't actually have any access to weight training, so.
No, I'm saying I could get you there
Like no
quicker
weights?
No. You'd have to bench press like 3 days a week.
Oh, that's not shit.
But I'm just saying 185 like 185 220. It seems far off, but like when it comes to like where it's not that far, especially if you don't train.
Yeah.
Like if you always train your max 185, it would take a lot longer to get there. But since you don't strength train, you probably get 225 in 3 months maybe. Because one of my clients, his when he first started training, his bench was the bar, 45 pounds.
Damn.
I think after 4 months,
What?
I got him up to like 185.
Wow.
And right now, I think
That's what's up, actually.
Was he super skinny or was he super big?
he just didn't work out. He wasn't fat.
Like he literally never lifted
45?
a weight
Yeah.
in his life.
Well, I mean, shout out to him though for all that.
Yeah,
Well,
shout
I
out
don't know
to
about
whatever
that,
his name
but-
is, but like,
What do you mean?
Like he never lifted a weight in his life.
but like,
Oh.
But strength training is one of those things where it's like basketball. If you don't strength train, even though you are stronger, like he was stronger than that bar at 45, he just had to train for the muscle memory. And me personally, I primarily do like powerlifting, squat, bench, deadlift. I do those 3 year round. And when you're squat, bench, deadlift, you're training for the movement and the weight that you move. And so a lot of people, there's so many different ways to work out. Some people don't want muscle memory, so they will switch up their workouts very often to not have the muscle memory. When you're training to increase a specific weight in a specific movement, you want the muscle memory. Like you want to, like when I was bench pressing for max bench that I tested a little bit ago, I was bench pressing 3 days a week.
So
Every week. I was doing
Not
six sets, so
It's not a lot.
it is a lot.
well, I mean, to me, it's not. But
Well, that's a lot because that's 18 sets a week.
Yeah.
But that's a lot, especially, and then you're doing it for. I was doing it for high.
Wait, you did 6 sets.
16 sets a week.
But I think
6 sets.
18.
6 sets per day, 3 days a week.
Oh
that's
shit.
actually a lot.
Or
of
18.
sets.
Did I say 16? 18
You
sets
said
a
18.
week.
Yeah.
No, you said 18. That's why I was like 6 sets.
Yeah. So, and then it's also about the weight too. But so I do progressive overload. So I bench every day I do upper body, I bench. But as I go, I slowly add weight over time.
Okay, yeah.
And you get like
I
your
did that
75%, your 80%, or like how do you do it? You go like.
Well, so like what I did is I was doing sets of 3 and 2 or whatever, but I started at a specific weight that wasn't too hard, but wasn't too easy. And then every week I just added a 2.5. And I just kept going up to a point where I was doing sets of 2 at like 350, 355.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do the same for the 225. So starting next week, I'm doing 3 days a week, 5 sets of 10, and then a set of burnout at the end. So 6 total sets. So it's gonna be, what is that, 10?
That's gonna be like
5, 10.
about almost 70 reps.
It's gonna be a lot of reps. But I'm starting at just 225. I know I can do 225 for 10 for sure. But I'm gonna start there for my sets of 10. My burnout's always at 225, and I just do as many as I can until failure. But
How much is your rest time gonna be? Like in
2
between
minutes.
those sets? 2 minutes?
yeah, not too much, but it's like right on the cusp. Usually for powerlifting, you want 2 to 5. I usually go on the lower end at 2. Depending how my body feels. So on Fridays, my central nervous system's fried. So just from working, because even Tuesday, Thursday, I still do legs. So I'm not taking off those 2 days. So by Friday, my body's just exhausted. So sometimes I'll take a little longer rest, depending how I feel. But I'm gonna start at 225, and every week I'm just adding 2.5. So by August, my sets of 10 are gonna be, to an extent, once I get to a weight where I struggle to get the sets of 10 for 5, I'll stay there until it's smooth. then I'll keep adding weight. So like last year, my set to 10, I was up to 260 for set to 10, and I ended up PRing by 3 reps. So my previous PR was 23.
So you just do it more for reps, like how many reps you can get in versus the weight?
At 225
Oh,
for the
okay.
225 testing, because it's like a combine lift.
Oh.
So
right,
because of my
right.
football background, we always train for 225 because that's what you do on your pro day. So I still, in the
Like,
summer, I
it's still
train
stuck
for,
with you.
yeah, in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just a great training regimen to be able to do a ton of reps at 225.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
starting after I test in August, it's I train for squat and deadlift. So I squat deadlift Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week. And I'm trying to hit 600 in squat and deadlift.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
You're already in that 1,000-pound club, right?
I'm in 1,400 pound club, I believe. 14, 1,500.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
600-pound
Well,
club.
with the workout you gave me, I squat for at least twice a week because you gave
How
me
many days a week?
4-day.
So it was
And-
two upper body, 2 lower body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do. Yeah, because it's on the same day you gave me squat and bench, which I'm trying to get back into bench since this thing is
I gave you squat and bench on the same day?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's up, trainer?
Was it full? Well, it was a full body split, right? Yeah, that's right. Full
Yeah.
body.
And then deadlift and RDOs
Yeah.
too. But yeah, so I do. Where am I at on squat right now? I kind of had to backtrack because I took that 2 weeks off. But today, just to see how it felt, I did 5 sets of 5 and 95, and that was too easy. So I had to. So let's see, on Wednesday, I'm probably going to do 115,
Yeah.
5 sets of 5, and then just add 2 pounds depending on how I feel. Because my deadlift and my RDLs, that's so easy because of like how the weight is distributed on me. I can put on that weight belt. I can put almost 135 on and just
Pull it.
Talking about deadlift or
deadlift. Yeah.
is it weird that I can front squat more than I can back squat?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's usually the opposite.
Front squat, I hate front squats. I
love
don't
that
really
shit.
do front squats. I do goblet squats elevated where I have my heels
Heels
on the
up.
plate.
Yeah.
Shit hurts.
Yeah, I don't front squat because I got bad wrists. But I'm about to start doing hang cleans in August. Or no, I think I'll do hang cleans this summer.
I love hang cleans.
I want to try to PR and hang clean, but
Hang clean is you pick
You
it up
pick
first,
it
then
up
you go back
and
down,
then-
and you
Yeah.
go, and
Yeah.
then power cleans from the ground.
from the ground,
Yeah. So we did
Isn't there
both.
one more?
It's
Oh.
snatch
Yeah, snatch.
Oh,
you
snatch.
bring
from the
it up
ground
here.
and you're straight up.
We did both in basketball, and I think my power clean. Wait, power clean was from the floor, right?
Yeah.
I think power clean was like 80, and then my hang clean,
We're talking kg right now, by the way.
Jesus Christ, no we're not.
I'm just kidding.
and then cause we only strength trained in basketball during the off season, and then my hang clean was like 90, 95, and then my bench was 115. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, man, I miss my high school days. I was a fucking beast. Like,
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, for real.
Used to run the buildings.
No. But come on, you think I would live again? You could play basketball. You could do both things.
I used to when I played football, summer workouts were like my favorite thing ever.
Really?
That was like low key the best summer of my life.
Summer workouts playing
Summer workouts,
football?
bro. It was great. Cause you being a freshman and you see all like the seniors, and we only had 4 seniors. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So there's like a few people, and then we had like a lot of juniors, and I was pretty good. All right, I'm not trying to gas. I was pretty good, and I would just always be going at this one junior, because he was like the best skills player on our team. And like it was like during summer workouts, and I felt like I had the privilege to be there because, like I said, I went to private school, but like I was like the broke kid in private school. Like I was there because they're giving me money.
Yeah.
And
Real.
so I was like, bro, I gotta really make this shit count. And so I'm just that summer workouts was great, just amazing. I loved the hell of it. It was great. like 105 outside. We just running freaking. I don't even know what it's called anymore. Sideline to sideline. I've been playing basketball for too long.
Or half gassers.
Dude, that shit was the best. And it'll always be funny because like you see like the linemen, bro, and they're like dead ass going through it, and you're like, nah, I gotta be like okay.
So you played. Wait, did y'all ever have to like run the mile for basketball or football for time?
Well, I had to run the mile like in PE class.
But
Yeah,
you
we
never
did
had
too.
to do that as like. You never had to do it as part of your like conditioning or for your quote unquote grade. And if you didn't, then you were like.
Oh, actually, yes, you're right. Well, but it was still athletics class. Like it wasn't for the sport.
No,
Just 'cause,
mine
like-
was for the sport. We had to get it.
A conditioning test?
Yeah, if we didn't get it at least 8 minutes, she would cut it off at 8 minutes. She was like, if you finish under 8 minutes, you're gonna have to run it again in like a week.
You mean over?
Yeah, over 8 minutes. So, because I think, and this was after my injury, and I remember running it, I was like, fuck, I haven't run a mile. I don't know if it was the adrenaline or what, but I ran that mile in like 7:15, and I think my homegirl, she ran it in like 6:30. She was the
Bro,
first one
that is
done.
crazy. If she ran that at 6:30, she's running like 400 pace. 400 pace.
Well, she also did like track
Pace?
too.
400 pace, like a minute. What? 5 seconds?
No,
Minute,
she
8
was like
seconds?
one of our best.
A minute 8 seconds.
She
Wait,
was,
I'm tweaking. A minute 15.
yeah, she was one of our best conditioned players. Like she
That's about
never
400
got
pace.
A
tired.
minute
Then I think
18.
your math's a little off.
A minute 18.
400
run a
pace is
6:30
like
mile.
400 pace is like 55.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying, but
Oh, you're
I
talking
know
about per
that.
lap.
per lap, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
Or did y'all
even
do,
an
did y'all just do
8-minute
4
mile.
laps?
Yeah.
So it was 1600, not technically a mile.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I mean, like even
Yeah, like,
like
just
eight
under.
minutes, like that's pretty tough to do.
interesting.
I mean, I tried to run a mile like a month ago. I was at like 9.
I think my best mile was like 6:45.
That shit crazy
Really?
to me. I mean, I
Uh,
think sub 7-minute mile, you're elite, at least.
I wouldn't say elite.
Sub 6. Oh my, you're looking.
Well, while you're
this
looking that up,
now.
I got questions to wrap this bad boy up.
Alright.
I'll let you go first while he's looking that up. What is
See,
one?
they're showing me the freaking world records and shit.
Just ChatGPT it.
A good mile time is 7.
Pacers won the series.
Yeah.
WWE script: Jalen Brunson versus Tyrese Halliburton.
Bro, did you see that JT tore his Achilles?
Yeah, that sucks.
All right. What is one life lesson that you've learned recently?
Oh, that I've learned recently?
Mm.
Shit. Bro, you gotta come back to me.
Oh, don't do that. What do you think? What's one that you? Well,
I go
since you asked
last.
the question. But you
But
asked the question.
wait,
I know, but I
one
go
life
last.
lesson that I've learned recently. I don't know if it's life lesson or it's just like you can't control things that are out of your control. It's like you gotta just like leave it into God's hands type thing. It's because I'm the type of person. Well, sometimes depending on what it is like I can read people really well and I can tell when like you're off and stuff. So I always be like freaking out at that type. I can be an overthinker. So I just gotta sit back and relax. Like okay, I can't control it. So I'm just gonna let it play out and see what happens, and whatever happens, happens. And if it's not the way I wanted it to turn out, then I just gotta accept that.
That's a good one. Are you Googling?
No, I'm not Googling it. I swear I thought I wrote one down because it was really good. But I forgot it when the time comes to say it on camera. I think motivation only gets you so far. It's really your life habits. You gotta make your habits become what you want them to be. It's easy for people to fall back on what makes them feel comfortable, but sometimes when you want to be comfortable in the long run, you gotta put yourself in an uncomfortable position until you get there.
It's not like you Googled that, but okay.
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, I know for me, especially very recently, I think if you wanna, becoming successful, whatever that looks for you. This is specifically like starting a business, because Final Form supplements, IV fitness, all that stuff. I think you have to take a lot of stuff that you want when it comes to success or getting to that next level. You got to take a lot of stuff to your own hands, and you have to like really. Not only do you have, I think it kind of piggybacks off of what you're saying. You have to really want it. That's the motivation. But just really wanting something isn't enough to get to that next level. You have to really commit yourself with time, due diligence, and really just doing the things that need to be done to get to that next level. When you set goals, it's cool to set a goal, but I think what I've been taught about setting goals is you also have to write out what steps you're going to take to get to that goal.
Yeah.
And so trying to grow a business, trying to grow a podcast, trying to network and potentially have a job when you graduate, you can't just sit back and expect like some clients to fall in your lap. You can't sit back and expect like some random person to order $1,000 worth of supplements, or expect some random coach to come up to you and say, hey, we want your supplements to be our team supplement. Like you have to go out of your way and really boots on the ground, figure things out, whether it's marketing, being consistent on social media, being consistent on posting content, being consistent and representing yourself to the best of your abilities. So that has really been something recently. And I don't even know if that's a life lesson that I just now learned, but it's just really heavy on my thought right now because I am in the process of like really kicking into next year now the semester is over. So definitely that. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I have no idea how long this is, but it's probably a long one. But I appreciate Diesel. Oh, we gotta do the dab. We got a new dab.
Okay.
No. Wait, have I taught you this yet?
Yeah, like
Yeah, Ethan, you can't mess it up.
a couple of days ago.
So shake, pause, shake, pause, shake, pause, snap. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh no, business. It's business, Spider-Man.
Business. Spider-Man.
That's Diesel. All right, Ethan. He's messed this up every time we've done it.
You, bro.
Because he's messed this up every time he's done it. Are we gonna stand? You wanna stand?
Yeah, I need to stand.
Oh Lord.
Am I still on the camera? All right, we're good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Darien 615. Oh shit, I said Darien 615.
Damn.
Uncle Strib, we're out. I'll cut it.
I'm gonna chase my dreams.